Slave or free, what are you? Find out as we continue our verse-by-verse devotional through the book of Galatians. We are in Galatians chapter 4, verse 24. We're starting out at, which says, which things are symbolic. These things are the two covenants, the one from Mount Sinai, which gives birth to bondage, which is Hagar. So he's getting a little bit deep because he's getting into symbolic stuff. So Mount Sinai, that's where they got the law. Mount Sinai is where Moses received the law. Mount Sinai is like bondage. Mount Sinai is like death. It comes through, it's the symbol of Hagar, where this was the works of the flesh. The works of the flesh can never give life. They can only give death. It's like our own stuff. Verse 25 goes on to say, for this Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and corresponds to Jerusalem, which now is, and is in bondage with her children. So, Jerusalem, this is probably referring to the actual place, the city, or the Jewish nation, the Jewish people. He goes on to say in verse 26, but the Jerusalem above is free, which is the mother of us all. The Jerusalem above, this is a picture. Some people think of this as the New Jerusalem, which is going to come down. Some people think of this as heaven itself. We're not exactly given the exact thing, but this a comparison is what we're getting. Comparison of Mount Sinai, the law, bondage, the city of Jerusalem, slavery, death, to on the other side, the freeborn, life, promise, the promise that God would fulfill, not that we would fulfill. Jerusalem from above, heavenly or the future city, it doesn't matter. We're talking about life versus death. We're talking about works versus God's promise. God's fulfilled it all. God's done it all. Verse 27, for it is written, rejoice, O barren, you who do not bear, break forth and shout, you who are not in labor. For the desolate has many more children than she who has a husband. This is really, really awesome here, guys. We are told here to rejoice. Specifically, this was Sarah. Sarah didn't have any kids, but she had this promise that she would. And she is told while she is barren, while she does not have kids, to rejoice. Rejoice, O barren. This is what waiting is all about. We don't know we haven't gotten there yet, but we're waiting for it in faith that what God says is true. And that's what we're waiting for. And we need to accept it so much that we're willing to rejoice before it comes. Rejoice, be thankful for what God is going to do for you in heaven. Be thankful for what God is going to do for you here on earth. It's rejoicing in the future with Him. And the future with Him here on earth is good. His Spirit wants to do amazing things in your life and in my life. And that's awesome. But it's nothing in comparison to what He's going to do in heaven. Hang on, guys. It's coming soon and very soon. In the Bible, we're given many near and far fulfillments where He gives us a promise and then He ultimately fulfills it big time. We see this with Isaiah. He gives a prophecy about Emmanuel coming, and there was a near fulfillment. Emmanuel was supposed to come from a virgin, and Isaiah's had a child with his wife was a young virgin, and he married her, and then they had a kid of natural ways. And so the near fulfillment was like, yeah, okay, I see how that's coming through. but the real fulfillment was in Jesus Christ. See how the near fulfillment was pretty good, but the far fulfillment was the real thing. And that's what heaven is. It's the real thing. That's what we need to be hanging on for, knowing it's going to be great. It's going to be great, guys. Hang on just a little bit longer. I sure love you.